In the year 2026, the traditional map to success hasn't just been updated, it's been completely deleted. For decades, the formula was simple: go to university, get a stable 9 to 5, and wait 40 years for a pension. But while the older generations are still following that map, a new group of explorers has found a shortcut. We are witnessing a psychological phenomenon, the Gen Z wealth paradox. 19-year-olds are now generating more revenue in a single weekend than veteran corporate directors see in an entire year. And no, it's not just luck or crypto bubbles. It's a fundamental shift in how value is created and captured in the digital age. Today, we're going to deconstruct the software brain of the new millionaires. We will reveal the 3 psychological hacks they use to bypass the traditional ladder of success and why your 20th century mindset might be the only thing holding you back. To understand Gen Z wealth, you have to understand the most expensive commodity on earth: human attention. Older generations view the internet as a library, a place to find information. Gen Z views it as a dopamine stock market. They've realized that if you can capture just 10 seconds of a million people's focus, you have more power than a national television network. This is what psychologists call attention arbitrage. Gen Z doesn't build factories. They build vibes. They've mastered the parasocial relationship, a psychological bond where total strangers feel a deep, personal trust with them. This trust is the new currency. While a corporation spends millions on a boring ad that everyone skips, a 20-year-old influencer makes one authentic recommendation and sells out a product in minutes. They aren't selling objects, they are selling a digital identity. They've figured out that in 2026, if you own the eyeballs, you own the economy. The biggest psychological barrier for Gen X and millennials is the time for money trap. You were taught that if you work 8 hours, you get paid for 8 hours. Gen Z has deleted this concept entirely. They operate on a principle called permissionless leverage. Using artificial intelligence, automation, and global platforms, a single person can now exert the force of a 100-person company. One kid writes a piece of code or records one video or builds one digital product, and that asset works for them 24/7, 365 days a year across every time zone. This is cognitive scaling. They don't want to be the best employee, they want to be the system architect. They've realized that wealth isn't a reward for hard work, it's a reward for problems solved at scale. While you are trading your life for a paycheck, they are building machines that trade data for dollars. They aren't working harder, they are just using better tools. Why are they so brave? Or are they just reckless? Psychologically, Gen Z grew up in a permanent crisis, from global pandemics to economic instability. This has led to a trait called risk normalization. They don't fear failure because they saw the safe paths fail their parents in 2008 and 2020. They understand a concept called asymmetric risk. If they start a YouTube channel or a digital business and fail, the cost is zero. But if they succeed, the upside is infinite. They play more hands of the economic poker game in a month than most people play in a decade. This high-frequency failure model means they find the winning formula 10 times faster than everyone else. They aren't waiting for permission to be successful. They are just launching until the world has no choice but to pay attention. The gap between the rich and the poor is being replaced by the gap between the automated and the manual. The Gen Z wealth paradox isn't a threat. It's an invitation. It's a signal that the barrier to entry has finally called.